Hello everyone, my name is Chewy, and today I want to play around with rhythms. So in music we have long sounds and we have short sounds and we have everything in between, and when we combine long and short sounds we create rhythms. So what you're going to need is some kind of instrument or something that can create rhythmic sounds like sticks. You can use tambourine. You can use mom's pot. Sorry, Ma. If you don't have any of that stuff, you can just use your hands to clap. You can pat your lap. You can snap, whatever. As long as it makes some kind of a percussive sound. So before we get into rhythms, we need to establish a steady beat. So I'm going to set my trusty metronome to 60 beats per minute. That's one beat every second. So try to just tap along with the beats. I've got a drum in front of me. I'm going to use the drum. A steady beat doesn't speed up. It doesn't slow down. It stays the same every time. All right, that's our beat. Nice and slow. Nothing too fast. Good. Let me stop that. So, behind me, I've got some scary looking stuff. So before we get into all this stuff, let's get into some of the symbols we're going to be using in music. So in music, we use music notes or musical symbols to show long sounds or short sounds. Okay? So check this out. I like to use fruit. Using fruit names helps me remember how these different notes sound, right? So some of you might know these notes by a different name. Let's start with our quarter note. Our quarter notes land right on the beat. Plum, 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 plum. That's it. Our next note here, these are called eighth notes. They're a little bit shorter and they make an apple sound. And because they're shorter, you can fit two apple sounds in the space where you can fit one plum sound, like this. Apple, 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 apple. Good. Next. Pear. All right. So this is called a half note. Half notes are a little bit longer. You can fit, well, because they're longer, one pear sound takes up the same amount of time as two plum sounds, like this. Pear, 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 pear. Good. Another one. Okay. This is called a whole note. Whole notes are really, really long. I'm going to use the word lime when we're looking at whole notes. Whole notes take up the same amount of time as four plum sounds. So when we're counting whole notes or lime notes, we're going to hear 4 clicks in the metronome, like this. Lime, lime, Let's go to plum. Plum, 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 plum. How about apple? Apple, 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 apple. Good. Let's try pear. Pear, pear, pear. And now lime. Lime. Good. It's not over. Is that too easy? I think it was too easy. Let's try something a little more challenging. All right. We've got some really fun looking stuff here. All right. Coconut. Coconut is making 3 sounds, but you can fit 1 coconut in the same place that you can fit 1 plum sound. So here's our plum. Now we're going to fit a coconut into each one of these. Coconut, 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 coconut. Good. All right, now in music we also have silences. This here is called a rest, and it's a whole rest. It takes up the same amount of time as a lime note, but it's silent, and it sounds like this. It doesn't sound like anything. It's 4 beats of silence, all right? So we're gonna watch out for those when we get to them. Let's stop the metronome here. Now, let's see what we have over here. I like to call this my rhythm tic-tac-toe. So we've got 9 boxes with rhythms now. We're combining long sounds and short sounds. So what I'd like to do is just go through each box one at a time, figure out what the rhythm's going to sound like, and then maybe saying it using the different fruit sounds, and then try playing it on an instrument. So let's see, box A. I changed the way they look a little bit, just so it was faster to write. In box A, we just have 4 plum sounds, right? Plum, 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 plum. Can we try that? I think we should keep the metronome on the whole time. Ready? Let's try box A. Plum, 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 plum. Good. Try it with an instrument. And plum, 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 plum. Good. Let's look at box B, or rhythm B. Apple, apple, plum, plum. Apple, apple, plum, plum. Try saying it first, and then try playing it on an instrument. Let's say it one more time. Ready, and apple, apple, plum, plum. Apple, apple, plum, plum. Let's try it with an instrument, or you can clap it, whichever is ready. Ready, and. Good. Let's look at rhythm C. That's 2 pair sounds. Pair, 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 pair on an instrument. Good. Rhythm D. Do you remember what that sounds like? It's that silent lime. Ready? Let's try rhythm D. 2, ready, and stop. I know some of you made a sound. I know. It's supposed to be silent. Ready, and that's it. 4 clicks of silence. Okay, I think rhythm E is my favorite one. It's got all sorts of fun stuff in there. Let's look at it slowly, and then we'll figure it out. So that starts with an apple sound, and then we have a coconut sound, And then we have a longer pear sound. So in rhythm or in time, it's going to sound like this. Apple, coconut, pear. Apple, coconut, pear. Apple, coconut, pear. Good. Rhythm F. I think you could do rhythm F. You think you could do it without practicing it first? I think you can. Plum, plum, apple, plum. Is it getting easier? Rhythm G. Plum, plum, pear. Plum, plum, pear. Plum, plum, pear. Plum, plum, pear. Rhythm H. Lime, lime. For these longer sounds, it might help to have a pitched instrument, because these pitched instruments can play those long notes. Lime, lime. Last one, rhythm I. Let's see, we got a pear sound, an apple sound, and a plum sound. Ready, go. Pear, apple, plum. Pear, apple, plum. Pear, apple, plum. Good. Let's stop the metronome right there. Now, what's fun about these tic-tac-toe rhythms is it's fun to mix them up a little bit. So let's try something a little different. Let's try playing 3 boxes, one after the other. All right, here's where the challenging part comes in. So let's try it something easy first. Let's try just playing A, B, and C, one after the other. All right. So if we're gonna use our fruit names just to kind of help us out first, our rhythm's gonna sound like this: plum, 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 plum. Apple, apple, plum, plum, pear, pear. Want to try it? All right. Let's play the whole thing 2 times. The first time we'll just use our words and say the apple and the plum and the different fruit, if that's what helps us. Some of you might be able to just make the sound without needing to think of the fruit. That's okay. Do whatever it is that's easier for you, okay? Whatever helps you play it correctly, all right? So I'm going to say the fruit words first just to help me remember, and then I'm going to try it once just by playing with my instrument, all right? And I'm going to use my metronome to help me stay in time as well. All right, here we go. I'm going to count to 4, and then we'll say the fruit names. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plum, 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 plum. Apple, apple, plum, plum, pear, pear. Got it? All right. This time, I'm going to count to 4. I'm not going to say any fruit names. I'm just going to play the rhythms on my drum. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. How'd you do? If you messed up, it's okay. Just rewind and try it again. Let's try a different pattern. Let's try, how about we try G, H, and I. G, H, and I. All right, this one's going to have a bunch of long notes. I like long notes because they require patience. Let's try G saying the fruit names first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plum, plum, pear. Lime, pear, apple, plum. All right, let's try it with our instrument. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Ooh. Let's try going diagonally now. Let's go G, E, C. G, E, C. All right. Ready? Fruit names first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plum, plum, pear. Apple, coconut, pear. Pear, pear. A lot of pears in that one. Here we go with the instruments. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. All right. Now, something a little bit different. This time, I'm going to play 2 of these squares. You need to listen and try to figure out which 2 squares I played. You think you could do that? All right. They might not be next to each other. They might be far away from each other. So let's try it, okay? Let me see. Something not too difficult. All right, here we go. I got my 2 squares ready. Here it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Some of you might have gotten that in the first try. I'll play it again. See if you can get it. Here it goes again. And. Were you able to figure out which 2 squares I played? Yeah, that was square B and square C. Apple, apple, plum, plum, pear, pear. Something else, if this is too easy for you, something else you can do is you can play these rhythms faster. So right now, my metronome is set at 60. I'm going to pick it up. Let's pick it up to 80. It's a little faster. So that means this is the beat. Rhythm A is going to sound like this. Plum, 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 plum. Rhythm B, apple, apple, plum, plum. Ooh, rhythm E is going to sound fun. Apple, coconut, plum. All right, good. So play around with these. Something fun you can do is turn these into flashcards. And maybe if you have a friend or a teacher or a parent with you, you can kind of quiz each other. Put out flashcards, maybe to take out 3 at a time, and try playing through those 3 different rhythms. Another thing you can do is play the guessing game, kind of like I did with you. Have a friend play a rhythm for you, and you try to guess which rhythm they played. Or even better yet, try to play 2 or even 3 rhythms and try to get those 3 rhythms. There's so many different games you can use with this rhythmic tic-tac-toe. All right, y'all. Have fun.